So the frame for the roof is all made out of aluminum tubing and all welded together. So the frame was built in place on the boat with scaffolding to hold everything in place. So the two big loops that define the outer perimeter of each panel were made first on the ground. The framework was set up, scaffolding, then they were lifted up and put in place, and then the rest of the parts were welded onto them while it was sitting in place. You can see the framework supports in multiple places while it was being worked on, and jacks holding up the back end of it. This arch here on the boat originally is where the traveler for the boom was mounted. So we followed that same curvature for the arch in the curvature of the roof. And you can see the curvature of the arch, the curvature of the roof, the walkway that goes down the middle and is slightly above the panel, the handrails that are down the sides. There are 6 supports along each side. The ladder is actually 2 supports because they're both legs of the ladder. And then in the center, where the mast was, we put a short section of mast in place as a major support. That's this here. And then on the roof, there are 2 supports. And then on the arch, there are 2 supports. And across the panels, there are these ribs, quite a few of them, so that the panel would be well supported and you can walk across the panels very comfortably, very easily. We've had 4 people on the roof while we were putting the panels in place, and that was all nice and solid. And you can see the handholds along at the bow, the handholds all the way along on the side. And this is the ladder that was built into it. And we have a gap between the last solar panels and the next to last solar panels, which is the walkway to get from the ladder into the center raised walkway. I also put in a lift for the dinghy. The electric motor, the electric winch is actually right there, and it comes over to a pulley down to a double purchase to a lifting ring that we put in the boat. After it gets lifted up, then I have these 2 seatbelt type nylon straps that come down and connect up to a quick release on the inside with turnbuckles for adjusting them, so that when the dinghy is actually up on the roof, it is not being held by the winch. The straps are maintaining the position and holding it in place. You can see we also, the builder decided to add additional ribbing and strengthening to make up for that amount of weight on the tail end of the boat. When he first put it together, when we first lifted the dinghy, he felt the roof was moving a little bit more than he wanted, so he went in and added reinforcing struts on it and made it a very nice firm structure. Also added these nice little supports here along each of the vertical supports, and added a nice little double compound curvature, just because curved lines look better on a boat than straight lines.